recently I have been getting a lot more into eating healthy and exercising more and actually finally caring about what I put inside of my body, because as it is summer, I find that it is a lot easier to obtain all kinds of healthy foods and fruits and vegetables and get everything fresh and nice. So I thought that it would be a good idea if I would show you some of my favorite breakfasts that I make for myself and have made for the past months that are, first of all, incredibly delicious. They're fresh, they're full of fiber, they are extremely healthy, and also they're vegan friendly. And the enjoyment itself of actually eating colorful and fresh and beautiful food is pretty amazing. So if you guys want to see how to make some awesome breakfasts, then keep watching. First of all, we're gonna start with one of my favorites, and that is ice cream. Have you guys ever wanted to eat ice cream for breakfast every day? Well, you actually can, and it is super healthy and good for you and probably better than everything else you usually eat in the morning. So we are going to be making banana ice cream, and what you need for that is frozen bananas that you will just have to cut up and put in the freezer for, I think, 4 hours minimum, but I just usually keep some bananas in my freezer all the time. And then you just have to take out the bananas, maybe some frozen berries if you really want to, and keep them outside in room temperature for around 10 minutes maybe, just because as you're going to be working with the blender, it might be a bit hard on the blender to just put in solid, rock solid bananas, so just kind of melt them a tiny bit. Afterward, just put everything into the blender to make this fruity beautifulness, and you have to put in quite a lot of bananas because you guys are never going to be full after one banana. That's just not how it works. Put in 5 or 4 or however much you want, and then put in berries. If you want to feel more berries, then you can put more berries than bananas, or add any other fruits like mangoes. It all tastes delicious. Then start pulsing the blender and make sure you don't actually go full speed at once, because your blender might break. That's how I broke my blender once. So just start pulsing it and keep helping it with a spoon or maybe something round and big, like I was using a wooden kind of a stick type of an object. I don't really know what that is, but it kind of helped get the bananas on the bottom and actually make the whole thing blend. It's already going to be pretty sweet, but if you want to add some more flavor to the mixture, you can add maybe dates or vanilla extract or stevia, and then just blend that all together afterwards, and it's gonna create this beautiful, colorful ice cream that is gonna taste better than anything ever. And you can just top it off afterwards with nuts or pistachios or granola or some berries. Banana ice cream is, I think, my favorite thing ever because it's quite easy to make and it's fresh and cold, especially now when the days are super hot outside and you're not really getting all of the saturated fats that you get on simple ice cream, so it's great. Try it. The second for me is pretty much a classic. I have been making it for a really long time, and that is oatmeal, but not just simple oatmeal, but oatmeal infused with all kinds of amazing fruits. For one portion, add a half a cup of oats into a pot and then pour over a cup of water, or you can maybe vary it if you want to. You can put almond milk or soy milk. I usually put half on half soy milk or almond milk and water, so it has a bit more creaminess to it. And right after that, cut some bananas into the pot and put in some berries. I really like goji berries because they taste kind of like honey, and let the whole thing cook together, because then the oatmeal will really get all the flavor from the bananas. And maybe if you want some extra sweetness, you can add some agave or some stevia maybe. You have to stir it all the time, and after it's all cooked, what I like to do is I like to top it off with some cinnamon, because cinnamon is actually a superfood. It is amazing for your bloodstream and it's very healthy, and also it just makes everything taste better. And you can maybe put some granola over it if you want to, and it will make a really filling meal for breakfast. Moving on, another thing that's been really popular recently and that I personally really like making are green smoothies. And you kind of have to use a lot of ingredients for that, because otherwise I find that you can't really eat well from a smoothie, because it kind of makes you feel hungry after a very short period of time. So you just have to make a big smoothie. And what I like to do is I like to put some spinach, some frozen bananas or just dried bananas, then some blueberries, basically anything you have in your food bowl. You can use mangoes or pineapples or anything. And if you use lighter colored fruits like yellows, then the green smoothie is going to be more green. Naturally, if you add the blueberries, it's going to be a weird brown color, but it's going to taste amazing nonetheless. So just put everything inside of a blender, blend it together, and your smoothie is done. This next thing is also pretty wicked, and they're oatmeal cookies that taste like Nutella. What? Yes, they're really good. So all you're gonna need for the base is 1 banana and a cup of oats. So if you don't want anything else added to that, you can just eat cookies in that way, but I like to mash up this banana, then pour over the oats, and then start adding all kinds of different ingredients that will just make them taste better. So I like to add some agave or vanilla nectar, then maybe some cocoa powder, and my favorite thing is getting some nuts, and in here I used hazelnuts, cashews, and macadamia nuts, and maybe pecans. You can use all kinds of nuts. By the way, pistachios are one of the best ones to use because they're really tasty, but I didn't have any at home, so you just have to take the nuts, put them in a plastic bag, and use some kind of a solid object to crush the nuts up, and also put it all into the mixture. And you can also add raisins or cacao nibs or basically anything you want. This is so open to interpretation. Then mix everything up, and you actually don't need to use any eggs or any milk or anything for it. And then just lay out a baking sheet on a tray and make little globs with the cookies, and then bake them for 15 minutes in 190 degrees Celsius or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. And being the klutz I am, naturally I burned the cookies because I took them out after like 20 minutes instead of 15. So just do 15 minutes because burnt food is not good for your intestine. And the next thing is an absolute superfood, and it is a healthy pudding, and it's made from quinoa seeds and soy milk, or I prefer almond milk, but I didn't have any at home, so I just used soy milk. And quinoa seeds are extremely full in fiber. They make this bulk in your stomach so that you don't want to eat for a long time. So to make this chia seed pudding, what you need is around 2.5 tablespoons of chia seeds and a cup of almond milk or soy milk or anything of your choice. You can again add in some agave or some vanilla extract, everything just depending on your taste preferences. And afterwards just let it sit for around 4 hours and stir it time to time, just because the seeds tend to set on the bottom and on the top, and then the middle becomes liquid. So just stir them, and how I like to do it is I just put them in at about 10 o'clock at night maybe, and then I stir them at about 11 or 12 o'clock because I go to sleep pretty late. And then you just have to put over some plastic wrap over the thing and go to sleep, and in the morning you're gonna have a ready pudding. And then you can top it off with fresh berries or bananas or granola again, and it creates a really filling nice meal that tastes like sweets. So I hope this video maybe inspired you to be a bit more healthy and showed you and proved to you that you don't have to eat saturated fats, full of sugar food that is unhealthy and bad for your body, just to eat something tasty, because all of these things are freaking delicious, and you can eat cookies and ice cream and everything. It's just a bit different and it tastes even better. If you want to see more recipe videos in the future, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and also if you recreate any of these, it would make my heart absolutely ecstatic if you could tweet me a picture, and my Twitter is chanelegance. Pretty simple. And I could also like your pictures and favorite your tweets and see all of the pretty stuff that you made and some twists you put on the recipes, so I'd love to see that. And thank you so much for watching. I love every single one of you guys, and goodbye.
It's insane. Don't you wanna get out of